Have you ever had a game that you can't get enough of? A game where you could play over and over again? A game you can't get enough of, like a white girl who can't get enough of her latte? For me, it's The Sims by EA. When I first discovered The Sims, it immediately caught my attention because I'd never seen anything like it. A game where you could make your own perfect little family and then viciously kill them. What's not to like? Anyway, when I heard that EA was making The Sims 4, I was overjoyed. However, I had no money to buy the game at the time, and I heard that the price wasn't worth the content you were getting, so I decided to wait for a price drop and forgot about the whole thing altogether. Cut to the current year, where I just came back from the funeral of Sam, Alex, and Clover, my 3 close childhood friends. They were murdered by someone with a hunting knife, and unfortunately, they never caught the killer. So as you can see, my mood was pretty shit, and I decided to cheer myself up. I remembered that I've been meaning to play The Sims 4 for a while, and decided now would be a good time to do it. However, as I browsed through Origin, I saw the DLC and outrageous fucking prices for them, and I said, nah boy, fuck that. I'ma pirate this shit real G style. So I went to my fave torrent site, Thick Girl, and decided to download the torrent for all the DLC. I waited for exactly 26 minutes due to how fast my internet connection was, and after it was finished, started installing the game. The installation took a while, but it finally finished and I clicked play, immediately smiling as I heard the Sims 4 main menu theme song. God, I missed those days where we would run home after being bullied for watching Kim Possible and play Sims 2 on my PS2. All those memories of me killing my entire Sim family by starving them will forever put a smile on my face. Jeez. Before I hit new game and started the tutorial, I noticed something off with the title. Instead of The Sims 4 written on the title, there was a small square between the S and M. I didn't give it much thought, as I thought that maybe, because of the resolution settings, the font was screwed up and looked like this. After I finished the personality quiz, the game showed me my character, which was a female Sim. Now, I am a gentleman, and I believe in gender equality, so I deleted the female Sim and created a male one instead. However, something felt off as soon as I started the game. There were no options for places for my Sim to move into. The only place I could settle in was a graveyard. I thought that maybe my game was bugged because I had the pirated version, but I still decided to see what was in store for me. I spawned at the graveyard, and surprisingly, right next to the graveyard was a big house for my Sim to live in. The usual tutorial thing popped up showing me how to play, what to do to keep my Sim happy, all that jazz. I spent 3 hours making up my perfect family, and soon my family was filled with 2 kids, a wife, and a cat. After the family making business was over, I decided to go ahead and buy my computer. Buy my Sim a computer. However, as the game notified me of my order, I heard the fire alarm sound effect, and it almost made me fall out of my chair. I always hated that sound effect because it made me so uneasy hearing it, and it did not do me any favors. After I put up my computer for my Sim to use, something weird happened. My Sim immediately went up to the PC and started typing away. I was confused, as the Sims only did stuff when you didn't give them any orders, but I thought, maybe that's a new thing they introduced where your Sim would go and try it out. The tutorial would pop up explaining on what it does. However, strangely enough, nothing popped up. My Sim kept typing away and away and away at the computer, and time started to speed up. After a while, he got up and went to bed. At this point, I was pretty nervous. What the frick was going on with this game? Is this some kind of anti-piracy shit EA has put into the game? But why did it start as soon as I bought the PC? As I was lost in my thoughts, I saw that it was morning in the game, and that my sim was up and waiting for me to command him. Everything else went on as normal until he went to his job as a secret agent. The game fast-forwarded again. While I was waiting, I got a message that I received a penalty because I was using the agency's computer for stuff other than my job. I saw my sim coming back to the house being really bummed and got a negative emoticon over his head. I clicked on him to make him go to the kitchen to eat some food, but something weird happened. As soon as he passed by the computer, my sim stopped and turned towards the computer and started hammering away at the keyboard again. After a while, the game notified me that 150 simoleons, currency in the Sims universe, was taken from my sim, and I was confused as to why it did this. I didn't buy anything online, and the game did not notify me that I'm getting a package. So what did my sim spend their cash on? This went on for a long time. The more time my sim spent on the computer, the more money he started to lose. It was so fast that the money I got by using cheats was quickly diminishing. I wondered what would happen if I ran out of money. Would my sim stop using the computer? Or would he get angry? As I wondered these questions, I noticed that the other family members were getting irritated around my sim spending time on the computer. My wife, my sim's wife, not mine, came to me and started yelling in Simish and threw a fit, but my sim did not even seem to care. He acted like she was not even there. While my wife, the sim's wife, not mine, was yelling at me, I noticed that I finally ran out of money. What happened next will forever change my perspective on the series. My sim got up and started to yell at his wife. He said, "Bow get newbie, bow get down abo, bow chig bow bang bang dong bow, shamalama ding dong." While that was going on, a dialogue bubble popped over his head. I saw a girl next to a computer icon, and then it showed a stop sign over simoleons, and then showed a heartbreak icon right next to the girl. They then got into a fight, and after 6 seconds, my sim came out victorious. But I noticed something very strange because my wife, my sim's wife, not mine, was nowhere to be found. I zoomed out to try and find out where she went, and noticed a gravestone outside my house. I clicked on it, and it said this: "Here lies my wife, my sim's wife, not mine. I hardly knew ye." I was shocked. How did a single fight result in her being dead? Most importantly, how did my sim turn out to be a maniac? I zoomed into the house to try and find where my sim was, when I saw the 2 kids crying in the kitchen. Then I saw my sim go into the kitchen, and then my mouse cursor hovered over the kids. When the game clicked on them, it only gave me one option: murder. I tried to cancel the action, but the camera panned away and zoomed in on my sim's face. Sim looked at me, and then he threw a fit as a cloud bubble showed over his head, showing me the middle finger. My sim then rushed at the kids, and the screen went black. I heard screams and slashing noises at the screen from when it went black to red. After waiting 1 minute and 15 seconds, the screen went back to normal. It showed my sim, and he was covered in blood. The blood looked pretty realistic. As if I touched the screen, I could actually get some of the blood on the tip of my fingers. My sim then looked at me and started speaking in full English. He said this: "Never simp, Ronald." He then pulled out a can of gasoline and set himself on fire. As he was burning, he didn't even scream. He just stared at me. This went on for 3 minutes, and then my sim just fell into the ground and died. My game then went to the main menu and force closed itself. As I sat there dumbfounded, I got a call from my close friend Wade. He said that my wife, actual wife, not from the game, Kimberly Ann, has been killed by a maniac. She was burned alive and fell off from a high building to her death. Jeez. I started tearing up and closed the call. That's when I looked at the computer screen and saw something strange. Instead of my usual background, it was the official Sims 4 art, but the title, The Sims 4, slowly turned into The Simps 4.